Warm hubs came from the concept of the cost of living crisis, so people were finding it hard to heat their homes, and then heating prices went up very considerably. And so there was a thought that if we could get people together in community buildings, we could heat that space rather than everybody having to heat their home. And while they were there, why not have a hot drink and something to eat and be really social? So from the concept of keeping people warm came a really sociable activity, which meant that people were healthy and better off from being together. So my name's Lorraine Smythe. I'm the Chief Executive of Action Made Community in Cumbria, and we're the Rural and Community Charity for Cumbria. So the key thing about warm hubs is that they're run by volunteers, and the confidence of the volunteers to actually run those sessions and to make them work for the people who are coming in was really important. We assisted at a county-wide level with a support pack for those volunteers to help them to think about, well, if somebody came in and said they really didn't have the money to heat their home, where would we suggest those volunteers refer them to get that sort of support? So that was really important. But also the capacity of those volunteers to then think about what else they could do in their community, having had a taste of helping people. This story is all about the quality of people in communities and them supporting things that happen in their communities, because that's what makes a difference.
We're the Warm and Wellness Hub. We run every Friday at Drigg, 11 o'clock till 2. It's open for all the community to attend. They can come in, have a cup of tea, a bowl of soup, sit down and have a conversation and a crack with people they maybe haven't seen for some time. People usually come because it's for that social interaction and stimulation of conversation. It's a dying age these days with mobile phones and things. I'm Andy Pratt. I'm the chair of Drigg and Carlton Village Hall Committee. The hub runs from October through till the end of April, every Friday. We never know whether we're going to get half a dozen or whether we're going to have up to 20. For a small area like Drigg, we've probably got 300 properties in Drigg. Quite a few will be working people, but if we get anybody, it's better than nobody. We set off as a warm hub, but now we class it more as a wellness hubs, because people in rural communities, although they can probably heat their own homes and buy a bowl of soup, they don't get any social interaction with other people, so it's a good place for people just to come and meet and have a sit and relax and a chat for 2 or 3 hours every Friday.
There has been an issue about warm spots being seen for poor people, and that's not the point. The point really is, come and be social, come and have a nice time. The fact that you're warm and you're getting a cup of tea and maybe something to eat at the same time is an added bonus. The sociability is the real important thing, because we know that to keep people healthy and interested in their lives and carrying on with things, being sociable is really important. And that's what Copeland Community Fund were investing in. So yes, it was all fed by the cost of living crisis and the cost to heat your home being expensive. But if you advertise something for me to say, you're poor, come inside and stay warm, I'm not going. But having a nice time with other members of my community and having a chat or reading the local newspaper, that's a lot more interesting to people, isn't it?
My name's Emma Shepherd and I am a centre coordinator for the Ennerdale Centre. This is the second year that we've run our warm hub at the Ennerdale Centre. We're doing it pretty similar again this year to what we did last year. We have something twice a week this time, but rather than just once a week. We do a Tuesday afternoon, which is just really free for people to come in and use the space upstairs. We have free complimentary tea and coffee. They've actually set up a table tennis group this time. They bring their own table tennis nets and table bats and balls, and they use the equipment that we've got upstairs. And so we've got a bit of a table tennis tournament going on each Tuesday, which they absolutely love. We've got a comfy area where people come and sit and read a book. We've got a book swap going on upstairs. There's jigsaws, there's games, just the usual that people from the village are all coming together and just enjoying the Tuesday afternoons. And then on a Friday we do Free Film Friday. So we used that was what we used part of the funding for, to buy a licence to be able to do that. So every Friday afternoon we show a film at 1:30. Again, we do complimentary tea and coffee, and it's just gives the local community a reason to come and enjoy just some time together upstairs. What we've found this year is that it's just it's encouraging the community to come together. They all come, it's the same group of people that come most weeks, and it's just helping them to make friends, really. And because what we find here as well, a lot of people retire to Ennerdale Breach from all over the country, so they don't tend to know each other, they don't know anybody round about, so this is just helping them to make friendships.
My name is Corinne Neville, and I'm chair of the Eskdale Village Hall Committee here in Eskdale Green. We're quite a rural area down here in the Eskdale Valley, and we needed to think of a way to actually entice people to come in and join in a social activity, as well as, have a cup of tea and a chat. So I came up with the idea that if we were to offer some kind of health and well-being practice, then that would get people to come in and then would give them the opportunity to meet their neighbours and other people in the community and socialise with them afterwards. So I was looking for a unique selling point, I suppose. So I looked at things like yoga and Pilates, which is on offer quite a lot at the village halls around here, and then discovered there was a Tai Chi teacher in Wasdale called Kerry Wright, and so I approached her about leading some classes for our community, which would be supported by Action for Communities in Cumbria, and luckily she agreed. So what we offer initially was a 10-week programme of Tai Chi classes, followed by a time to mix, chat and have a cup of tea afterwards. And this actually proved to be really popular. So it's been going since September, and then we were lucky enough in the autumn. I approached Action for Communities in Cumbria again to see if there'd be any additional funding so that we could continue with these classes after Christmas, which they have supported us with. And my intention now is that hopefully we've had enough people that have got used to coming on a regular basis, that then Kerry will now be able to take over the running, the finance of the classes themselves. And we've got a new activity for people here in Eskdale to come and enjoy. Well, I'm hoping that there will be on offer here a regular Tai Chi class for the community. Not necessarily funded by Action for Communities in Cumbria. We still would like to apply for more funding, perhaps maybe to think of putting on something else to offer a different activity and use the money that way. So we're sort of building on people coming out of homes and actually coming and using the village hall.
So where do we think this is going to go in the future? So we've had 2 winters now where warm spots have been a thing, and they've been a thing nationally as well as in Cumbria. And the rural warm spots have needed more support because of the smaller numbers. Some of the warm spots actually continue through the summer. So if we were talking about this as being important socially, then it's important to continue it. Just because it's a warm spot in the winter, it can be a social spot in the summer. So a number of the groups, we had an underspend on the grant from Copeland Community Fund, so we were able to support them through the summer as well with that. And then we've assisted some of the groups to find additional money to start up again this winter. So what's the future for them? I think that's a question for the communities, but we would hope that by supporting them to do this type of activity, they become self-sustaining in some ways and they carry on doing more social activities, because that's what village halls are for. It's Village Halls Week in a couple of weeks' time. Really important that they're there as a social space for people in their community to use.